My name is Cory Kief. I'm the president of the North Lafourche Levee District. I've been serving on the board since June of 2009. I'm currently the Director of Business Development for Crosby Tugs in Galliano, Louisiana. I've been living in Thibodaux, Louisiana since March of 2007. Previous to that, I lived in Galliano all my life. I became involved with the work with the North Lafourche Levee District because I wanted to be involved with public service. I was influenced by my uncle Tommy Doucet, who was the president of the Greater Lafourche Port Commission, and by Mr. Leon Theriault, who was the president of the South Lafourche Levee District. I've also been influenced by Mr. Ronald Colley, who's the president of the South Lafourche Levee District, and Mr. Tony Alford, who's the president of the Terrebonne Levee District. And I always felt, because of their influence, that it was important that if you had the ability and capability to be able to serve the public, that you should, in some form or fashion, provide some service. And I saw how much the community depended on them to be able to help us to have a community, because without the development of the port, without the infrastructure protection to have a community, we would have no economics in our region. So for those reasons, I felt that there was something that I could do. Well, the work being done by the North Lafourche Levee District is so important for several reasons. Number one, we do have a community to provide flood protection for, whether it's inadequate drainage or whether we need to build levees due to tidal surge situations that create flooding potential hazards for the community. We do have schools, hospitals, industry, and a lot of people live here. Without our involvement, we wouldn't have a community. And I noticed at the last census that our population is growing, and it seems like that trend continues. And if we wish to continue that trend and to continue to be attractive, to have a place to live, and to support our different forms of industry and civic activities, we must do something to protect our community. The biggest difference that I see over the last 9 years was, first of all, when I first got on this board 9 years ago, was our revenue stream. Our revenue stream was very small. It was under $1 million a year. We're also in the process of developing projects. Now we've gotten to a point where our revenue stream is over 6 million, between 6 and 7 million a year, maybe a little bit more than that if we have any luck with partnerships with the state or federal government. And now we're in the construction phase of projects that we worked for years on developing. And to me, that's the biggest change, was the revenue stream, the development process, and the construction process of projects, and that's where we are. Since 2009, the only two people that are left on this board from 2009 are myself and Kenny Mathern. We've had many different commissioners that have come and gone on this board, all good, all have served well. Currently, the composition of this board is so diverse and shares very many different perspectives, which makes us whole and solid. And it's very interesting to have that type of composition. It makes us complete. As we've grown as a levee district from developing projects to actually building and constructing projects, so has our staff. We have a very engaged staff, very educated staff that are very familiar with our projects from the development stage to the construction phase. So considering those things, we have a very solid board. We have a very solid staff, and those things help us to be able to do what we do in an efficient manner. And when you look at all those things, it just helps you to remain engaged and encourages you to remain engaged. And hopefully we're serving the people well. We're here to serve the people. We're here to serve you. And so I hope that you take the value of what we have to heart, because I certainly do.